Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the video show, episode 378. Are you keeping track of this?
Nope.
I'm not.
Good.
It's 378-ish. Today we're joined once again by a friend of the show, Laura Jane Budd from
Yep.
Social Butterfly Media.
That's me.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah. So today we're talking about your top tips.
We are for growing your small business on Instagram.
Instagram, lovely. What have you got for us? Should we kick straight off, go straight into
straight
it?
off. Sorry, I've got
Let's
on my
let's
famous
dispense
notes,
with the
so-
chat.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody actually cares.
We've been
about
chatting
chat.
for like half an hour.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got three main tips, and
Yes.
obviously there is a lot more that goes into it than this. But these are the three main things that you need to follow if you want to grow your business
Yeah.
on Instagram. So the first thing is planning. You need to have a clear sort of plan about what you want to achieve with your social media accounts, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, maybe if you like.
We're
some-
concentrating mainly
But
on
we're-
Instagram and TikTok, really. Aren't we?
Yes, but we're concentrating. Yeah, this one's
Well, you are.
purely Instagram for this one. So yeah, have a good plan about what you want to do across the platforms. Month by month is a good way of doing it. That's what I do for my own and for my clients' work. So I make sure that the content for the following month is planned and signed off by the last week of the month before. So it's ready to go as soon as that month hits. And then you need to decide what you want to put out in terms of content, whether you want just imagery, whether you want a mixture of imagery and video. So this year, Instagram are going to shift the focus back to a little bit more on photos,
Yeah.
because obviously it was a photo sharing app to begin with, and they focused so heavily on video last year. They're going to sort of bring the balance back up again, so it won't be as video heavy.
How long will that take? Do you know?
I don't know.
No. So I've noticed that you can post a picture with with music now,
yeah.
and I've been caught out when I'm sort of just looking through photos, and then suddenly it starts playing music.
Yeah.
I think that's really froze me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've used the music
Yeah,
feature
yeah.
on a couple of images, but I'm not sure whether it's that beneficial.
Yeah.
I don't know.
'Cause
But they've just released another new feature, which is like a notes thing. I don't know if you've
Oh,
seen
right, no.
this, where you can sort of basically post a status like
Yeah.
on Facebook. So you go into your messages and they're along the top, and people can just post like a status. Who knows if that's going to work out or not?
So in terms of planning,
Yeah.
what kind of stuff should you be planning, and what kind of content works best?
So I would sort of plan about how many posts you want to be putting out a week. So I sort of go for roughly 3 to 4 a week. So it's constant and people aren't sort of losing you in their feed. I'd put a balance of video and photos, especially on Instagram. And then another thing you could do, which is something that I find really interesting, is sort of ask your followers what they want to see from you. So if you do, like, this is going to tie into another one of my points on engagement, but if you use like polls or question and answer things on
I noticed
Instagram,
you do that. Yeah.
yeah, well, I just think it excuse me, it makes it more interactive, and also then people are like, oh, I sent this question in, like, this is the content that they're helping me create in a way.
Yeah.
It just makes it a bit more personal. And content planning systems are really important. So for my own business social media, I use a system called Planoly. I think it's Planoly
Okay.
or Planoly. I'm not sure how you say it. And then for clients, I use Loomly, which is really good. The good thing about that one is you can also you can tweak the posts for the different platforms. So say you're putting out the same content, but obviously you want a link maybe on Facebook or whatever, which you can't do on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can edit it that way, and it just makes it a lot easier. And they've now, with a lot of scheduling platforms, you can upload reels and videos and stuff now really easily.
Yeah. Nice.
Because that used to be a real bugbear. Like, it wouldn't
Yeah,
upload
it would-
videos
it'd
that
be
were too
really
long,
poor, yeah.
or the quality would like super
Yeah.
reduce. But yeah, now they've upped their game.
Yeah, I
on
think
that,
because
so-
they probably realised that it was so poor that people have stepped in and made stuff that actually
Yeah.
works.
And
Yeah.
it's good that you
So
can
I'd say 10
schedule
years ago,
reels
it was
as well.
hard, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
So-
poor. How long, if you're doing it for yourself, how
Mhm.
long will you spend planning your stuff for the month?
So I normally spend about a day
Yeah.
doing my own stuff. I'll put all the imagery together, have a sort of idea about what I want to do for the captions, and then spend like an afternoon just scheduling it in.
Does that vary? Does what you plan vary from what you actually put out?
No, I'm pretty good at sticking to it.
Yeah.
Apart from with certain, this is the thing with like TikTok and Reels, you want to hop on like trends and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't always plan for that. So if there's like a sound and you're like, oh, that'd be really good for a video, just do it there and then and get it out.
Okay.
I always check that it's not going to sort of collide with any more of my content going out, or it's not going to be posted at the same time, and then which will make that thing lose any engagement or whatever. So I always double check if I've got something scheduled in on that day. But if there is something that I want to put out, it's normally a TikTok or a Reel that I'm going to sort of jump on the trend for. So yeah,
Nice.
I think that's important.
Okay, cool. What is your second tip? Tip
My
number 2.
second tip is video, which is interesting because of the whole, this has literally just happened in like the last 2 weeks, I think, that they've talked about. They kind of bring the balance up. But this isn't just important for video as in putting on Reels or TikToks or anything like that. It's also important to use your like Instagram stories and Facebook stories as a video platform where you're just sort of talking to the camera. I read I think it might have been on someone's video, and they said use your Instagram stories as like your FaceTiming your followers. So just sort of talk to them, have a chat, tell them what you've got coming up, ask them if you're sort of producing lots of content led by your followers, ask what they want to see from you. Again, like we said, Q&A is really good, polls are really good. So you just use video in a really engaging way. This sort of links into the last point as well. Jumping on trends is really important. Don't just do it for the sake of it. Have purpose around what content you're creating, but be consistent with video and try. And it's really easy to say, but try not to be camera shy, because I fumble up my words when I have to record. I'm definitely not a one-take wonder. I have to re-record pretty much everything that I video.
Talking of re-record, we're re-recording this.
Yes, we are.
Because I screwed up in the initial thing. And so I remembered I asked you last time, I'm going to ask you again, just for the benefit of the cameras again.
Yes.
Is when you're sort of out and about and you're filming yourself, how do you get over that barrier?
I do. It is really difficult. Don't get me wrong. It's not an easy thing. You know, if you find it hard to just sort of sit in front of the camera on your own in an empty room, doing it in front of loads of people with a camera like up, that's really super scary. But at the same time, and it's really weird to say this, but like teenagers, like Gen Zs, they're filming TikTok dance videos. Gen Zs, like, that actually sounds so old, doesn't it? Yeah. But they're like filming TikToks, like just putting the phone up and then just doing like. Nobody really cares anymore. I don't think, and maybe 10, 15 years ago, when like vlogging, you'd be like, why are they videoing them? Why are they talking to themselves? But now I really don't think anyone cares. Like even like people that do sort of videos in their car, like they've set their phone up and they're sort of having a chat and a drive. No one cares. Yeah. They're too focused on themselves. Nobody cares what you're doing. I'm sorry to break it to you, but they don't. And then you get the content. And like you don't want to look back and be like, oh, that would have made a really good video if I'd had the confidence to do it. So no one cares. Just do it. It's just, you just got to go for it.
That's going to be a clip. Clip that. This will be in that clip. This will be in the end of that clip.
Okay, good.
What's your third point?
My third point is engagement. So again, a lot of these points they have little links to one another because obviously you want to be consistent. So again, using polls, Q&As on your stories to engage with your followers, but not only engage with your followers, engage with other people in your like community. So if you're working in social media like I am, I try and connect with more accounts that are similar to my own, comment on them, have conversations, start making... So obviously most people make sort of connections through LinkedIn and stuff like that business-wise, but I like to make them through Instagram as well. So I'll find there's a couple of girls that are doing the same sort of thing as me in this area, in like sort of Andover in Hampshire. It's better to make connections than be like constantly fighting against making them a real competition and making it competitive. Like collaborate with each other, like talk, share tips, share information, share news. That's what I think is more beneficial to the community that you're like representing and trying to be a part of, than being like super competitive and like, oh, I'm not going to follow them because we're competitors. Like, no, try and help each other. Like they might have been doing. I know for a fact that the few people that I follow that do the same thing as me have been doing it a lot longer than I have. So for me, it's great. I get really good advice. I get tips. I get all the news coming in. That's really cool news to share. Like, I think there'll be people that will benefit from that. Engaging with community, online community, really helps build your following, because then you're sort of connecting with like-minded people. And again, maybe your account gets shared, you get a few more followers, starts to grow.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
So engagement.
Cool. Well, thank you.
You are very
Thanks
welcome.
for coming on to, how many episodes you been on now? Are we counting the ones we
Quite a
recorded and
few.
didn't put out?
Maybe. I just feel like
We did
I
Christmas
stay
few
here now.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura lives here.
I live
I
here
go
now.
home, you live here.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome. Thanks
Once
for having
again,
me.
what's the best way of people getting in touch with you if they haven't seen stuff from you already?
Yep, so probably Instagram. My handle is Social Butterfly Media and then 2 underscores. My website is socialbutterflymedia.co.uk, and you can email me at laura.socialbutterflymedia@gmail.com.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.